Welcome to the season debut of the Riddle and Riddle High School Hoops, presented by Crossroads Ford of Fuquay Arena. Tonight we open with a key Cap 6 duel with a distinct Wolfpack feel. The 13-2 Sanderson Spartans visiting one of the most decorated programs in the state, the 10-5 Broughton Capitals. Hi once again, everybody, and welcome to High School Hoops. After a delay last week due to weather, we couldn't have a better game for you tonight. Patrick Keenis alongside Jay Sunhalter. And Jay, it is Broughton, it is Sanderson, two teams right now early in the conference season, but unblemished so far.
Yeah, it is early on, but this is an important ball game. Both of these teams, I figure, to have deep playoff runs for the Cap 6 title. Each game is so important in this competitive league. I expect a high-scoring ball game tonight.
All right, let's talk about some of the key players we'll see on the floor, and maybe one we won't see on the floor as well.
Yeah, for Sanderson, Nathan Fife is one of the best players in the state. He's a Northern Michigan signee, and he can shoot it from the outside. He averages close to 22 points per game. He can take you off the dribble, but he's the guy that you've got to find ways to get the ball out of his hands because he can hurt you from all three levels. He's also a really good defender. And over on the other side, Jordan Page, he's an All-American. He's a sophomore, one of the top players in the country. He is not playing tonight. So who's going to pick up that scoring void? I'm looking at Hudson Fitzgerald. He's a great player. He's a super athlete. He can get to the rim. He can take you off the dribble, and they're going to look for him to be the go-to guy tonight. He has a really good shooting touch, and they're going to use him on their press as well, creating havoc on the defensive end.
Not easy for a team in the Cap 6 to win here, but Sanderson comes in hot. They won 6 in a row. What are the keys for both sides tonight?
Yeah, well, for Sanderson, the biggest key was stopping Page, and now with him out, their game plan could change, but it kind of rolls over to the top scorer in Fitzgerald. They're going to have to find a way to slow down him. He's the top scorer for the Caps, so they're going to need him to pick up the scoring load and then also limiting transition buckets. The Caps want to get on the run. And for Broughton, it's all about slowing down Nathan Fife. You got to find ways to slow him down, make it difficult with him shooting the basketball over the top, and then offensive execution. They want to spread the floor, run their offense, and be efficient shooting the ball.
All right, one of these teams will exit tonight 2-0 early in the Cap 6, but it's a big one tonight. It's our season debut. Tip-off coming up, Sanderson and Broughton. Don't go anywhere. A look inside Broughton High School gymnasium. The Cap 6 is where we begin our high school hoops journey for this campaign. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sonhalter with you. Sanderson 13-2, Broughton 10-5. And Jay, as we mentioned in the open, a distinct Wolfpack flavor on the sidelines for both of these teams. There is one of the all-time best shooters in ACC history, Scott Wood. He's in his first year as the head coach for Broughton, played professionally here in the States and overseas, runs his own AAU program. Just brought in, along with a couple of teammates of his from the Wolfpack, Stotts Battle and Ralston Turner on his staff, and Ben McCauley even is the JV coach here at Broughton. You go on the other sideline to Sanderson. Roy Roberson in his third year with the Spartans. He was on Kevin Keat's staff with the Wolfpack until about 2018. So he now is in his third year here for Sanderson.
Yeah, and high-level coaching in both teams, no surprise. These are two of the top teams in the state, and these coaches bring out the best in their players. And tonight, as you watch this ball game, this is a very sophisticated offense, high-level plays that each side will run in. There's no question these players put themselves in great position to have great years.
I mean, it's a great point, because when you're talking about high elite players, as each of these teams have, it's taken to a whole different level when you have guys who have succeeded at the college level, the professional level, overseas, in terms of really elevating their game.
Yeah, it's just the respect when you have coaches, and their voice means so much when you know that they've been where you want to go. You want to play at the college level, the professional level, and you respect what they have to say. You know that they know what they're talking about. And you know, both coaches do such a good job instilling the game plan, getting ready for every matchup, and prepping their teams for a ball game like tonight.
There's something very special when you walk inside Broughton High School. It is dripping with not only athletic history, but specifically basketball history. Pete Maravich played here, Shavlik Randolph, Devontae Graham, and many others. I even saw a framed Bill Clinton Broughton 42 jersey on the walls. I was walking around a little bit earlier. What makes this place so special?
Well, it's just all those great players in matchups, too. The holiday tournaments that have been played here, and all those memorable players. And you know, some of the best players that have ever played in this state have come through this gym, and there's just so many moments that have happened here at Holiday Gym. And this year too, when you come in here and you just feel that different energy. The lighting in here, you can tell this is a big time atmosphere.
And it's even bigger now with Scott Wood at the helm. Again, Broughton went 11-15 last year. And brought in Scott Wood and his staff, and they're 10-5, 1-0 as we get a look at the Riddle and Riddle starting lineup for the Capitals. When justice counts, the big omission. Jordan Page still listed on the starting five, but it will be Braden Tuttle, number 2, replacing him. Page dressed out. We saw him on the floor. Not in uniform here for Broughton. That is a big, big omission and a really big opportunity for Sanderson to come in this building and not have to worry about how to defend him and how to stop him.
Well, all week you prepare for Jordan Page, and with him out of the ballgame now, we'll see how Sanderson tries to challenge the Caps on the defensive end. And for the Capitals, they can play fast, they can play slow. They're going to be missing their top scorer, so Hudson Fitzgerald and his teammates will have to step up and pick up the scoring load.
Yeah, where will it come from? Because Page was averaging about 24 a game, but it's not just scoring. The entire offense kind of flows through him. How do they fill in the gaps?
And his ball handling too. I mean, that's another key factor. Is he's 6'6", but he'll bring up the ball many times. So I just think it's got to be everybody chipping in. But Outlaw, he's another top scorer along with Fitzgerald. So those two are going to take on the scoring punch tonight.
An opening tip controlled by Sanderson in the traveling blue uniforms, and Roy Robertson has done a great job in his first couple of years here. They're 20 game winners in his first campaign. They went 19-8 last year, and they're off to a 13-2 start this season. Nathan Fife, number 5, will take the first shot of the game. He got knocked to the side as he released a contested 3, unblocked, and air ball to open up the game.
And Sam Freeman challenging Fife, and that's what you have to do. Contest every shot from Fife, especially beyond the three-point line where he's so accurate.
And now a pick away there is Nathan Fife on the absolute pilfer.
Well, he talked in the open about his offense. He does it on the other end of the court. Good job with the pressure, just pickpocketing and getting the steal.
Now they show a little bit of trap on Fitzgerald in the backcourt. This is where we'll see how Broughton is really able to handle things in terms of handling the basketball and the pressure and getting loose. Back behind the defense is Christian Outlaw.
Excellent job moving the ball quickly, no hesitation, and got to be assertive with those passes.
Fife right now shadowed by Sean Alston defensively. Now they switch off on a baseline screen. A little more than a minute gone by.
Spreading the floor, the Spartans just lengthening out this defense.
Pulley, the jump stop in deep, got it away, back out front, Snavely. The kick out to Pulley, off the mark, and the rebound covered up by Braden Tuttle. The 6'2" junior brings up the floor for Broughton. Alston against Fife. Fitzgerald pushes into the bounce pass to the block. Baseline pivot, soft bank shot, good from Outlaw. He has scored the first 4 for Broughton.
Well, good job just running your offense, staying patient, moving the ball, and that's going to be the key tonight for the Caps.
Crowd still filing in. Women's game preceded ours. Fife on the take when he get an offensive foul. I believe that was an illegal screen set by Malachi Murphy. Here's a look at the student section for Broughton. Storied High School. I called a lot of games here just a few years ago, and the NC State women's basketball team called this a temporary home as they were renovating Reynolds Coliseum. I had flashbacks as I was walking through the building a couple of hours ago. Fitzgerald against Snavely. This is Tuttle. Outlaw again, spinning. Challenge shot blocked away by Murphy. Got it back, and Murphy alters another one. And now getting back behind the defense is Murphy to tie the game. He was everywhere, defensive end, offensive end, running the floor.
Well, he's such a good player. He's the second leading scorer, so athletic, and you got to sprint down the floor, call for it. That's exactly what he did. Broughton couldn't get back.
Alston misfires a three-pointer out of the corner. Outlaw on the interior. This is Tuttle. And the first 3 of the game brought to you by Crossroads Ford. of Fuquay Arena. Crossroads Ford, the Ford store that gives you more.
And Tuttle, lethal shooter, set his feet, good base, ready to shoot.
Murphy got his own miss, and that was blocked, but a whistle was drowned out by the crowd. We get a foul on the inside. We'll go against Fitzgerald.
Down low, just the battling. Murphy again hustling, going up and getting the contact, but he's a difference maker, Patrick, on the boards. Those extra opportunities have been huge all season long, and Murphy is the catalyst there with his athleticism.
So Murphy averaging about a dozen points per contest, makes the first free throw of the game. Brought to you by Original Grills. Elevate your grill game. Here's a look at Roy Roberson. Coached high school at his alma mater, Glass High up in Virginia. Very successful there before ultimately joining Kevin Keat's staff at NC State for several years. 7-5 lead for Broughton. Fitzgerald on the handoff. Looked like it just slipped out of the hands of Freeman and collected by Ballas. And here is Gordy Ballas, his first offensive touch. Fife lost the handle, got it back fighting, got knocked over. And an inadvertent foul going against Broughton. I believe it's going to go against Tuttle.
You know, for the Caps, just hustling, they're trying to make a play. They're extending their pressure out well beyond the three-point line, and almost a steal and just that extra contact to get the call.
Non-shooting foul. So here's Fife, who just a couple of months ago has signed his letter of intent to attend Northern Michigan Division II school. Dribble handoff, Snavely cuts through and finds Murphy open to the foul line. And Murphy has 5 of his 7 for Sanderson.
He is so difficult to defend with that outside shot, averages 12 points per game.
And that might have been deflected, but no, it was not. Broughton thought it was tipped out off of the fingers of Fife. Didn't get the call. Turnover to Sanderson. First media timeout, 7-7, 3:41 left in the opening quarter. Riddle and Riddle High School Hopes, presented by Crossroads Ford of Fuquay Arena. There's a look at the first-year head coach of the Broughton Capitals, Scott Wood, has them off to a 10-5 campaign. Won their conference opener in overtime over Leesville Road last week, 65-64. Solid debut in league play, but you know and he knows how daunting this league is. Year in, year out, game in, game out.
A lot of depth in the Cap 6, and everybody kind of plays with a different flavor. Each team in this league is talented.
Look at the creation by Fife, pivoted around. Tip try will not go by Murphy. And here come the Capitals, locked in a 7-7 game. And you hit it right on the nose with a couple of things as we came on the air. Number one, ball handling. A big key now for the Capitals with Jordan Page dressed out tonight. And then also the offense that we're seeing each of these teams run because of the high-level pro backgrounds of each of these two coaches as Outlaw scores again.
Yeah, he's played really well, and he's the guy they've kind of been looking towards, especially in the paint area he's producing.
Fife harassed by McRae in defensively and muscles it, got to the rim, and he'll head to the free throw line. It's the second on Tuttle.
And with Sanderson, they like to space the floor. But when they drive in, they have the ability to get to the line, and that's what makes this offense so dangerous. You know, they don't take bad shots. They kind of read the defense and know, hey, go all the way, stop in the mid-range, and Fife there gets the contact to get to the line.
So Tuttle, a couple of quick fouls again. He, in case you missed the outset of the broadcast, with Jordan Page not playing tonight for Broughton, Tuttle was moved into the starting lineup. He's picked up 2 fouls in the first 6 minutes, and he heads to the Broughton bench. A couple of free throws made by Fife, sponsored by Original Grills. Elevate your grill game. So watch over the course of the game who the primary ball handler is to break the pressure. We know who the primary shooter is in the post area. That's Christian Outlaw. He has 8 points in this first quarter.
And Storm Taylor got through that double team. Sanderson bringing pressure over, trying to stop ball, and Outlaw again finishing in the paint.
Fife again, big attack and spins it home. Good adjustment in midair. And now a takeaway and a turnaround shot off glass by Snavely is missed. And Broughton right now improvising down the floor. Odd man break. Fadeaway jumper, no. Tip jam, but rattles in and out. That was Outlaw who came out of nowhere. Inside 2 minutes for the quarter. Coley sizes up McRae, gets his screen. Fake by Ballas, and we get a reach in on Broughton. That's going to go against Keenan Page.
And this Broughton defense extending in their man-to-man coverage with the Spartans spreading things out. And you watch this offense operate. Look at the spacing. They are not jumbled together. Each player given plenty of room to operate.
There is Ballas. Across the lane, dribble poked away. Ballas saves. And gets it out of Fife. Fife works around Freeman, scoops it with their right hand. That's a terrific finish. Diagonally across the floor. He doesn't need much space to get a shot off.
And he's a good shooter off balance, too. That was good defense. Staying in front, just found a way. He's falling away to knock it in.
It's 8 in the quarter for Nathan Fife. Final minute. They dump it into Outlaw. This has been his offensive quarter for the Capitals against a double team. Forced it and missed it. Snavely up the floor for Sanderson. Ballas locates Fife. Little mismatch here. Fife against McRae. Looks like Sanderson wants the final shot.
I think you want to run a two-man game with Ballas and Fife, pick and roll.
Reaching out is Outlaw. Clock about to hit 10 seconds, and now they run the play. Fife at midcourt with 8 seconds, still going against McRae. Got a screen, the lead in 3. Tipped in the air, no. And Outlaw the rebound. Up ahead, and they will not get this shot attempt off before the horn sounds. Entertaining opening 8 minutes here from Broughton. Tight one. Fife, 8 points in the opening quarter for Sanderson. And the Spartans on the road after 1 quarter, lead by 2. Basketball season is here, and robustly so. Done with a quarter. Cap 6, second game of the conference season. 2-point lead for Sanderson. 13-11 on Broughton. Patrick Keenan, Jay Sonhalter, and there's a look at Roy Roberson. Good look in opening quarter. Nathan Fife and company. Fife had 8 points from the perimeter, driving to the hole. He looked very, very good, as did Christian Outlaw. Trying to pick up the offensive slack for Broughton, playing with that Jordan Page.
Yeah, those two really shooting the ball well from the outside and also mid-range. And get that first quarter under your belt. What adjustments will each team make here as this game gets to the midway point?
This is Storm Taylor, number 5. Quick spin, shot over Snavely, a little bit long. Loose ball rebound, challenge. That's Outlaw with it. Somehow banked that one in. Scott Wood, arms to the rafters, saying, "Where's my foul?"
He's playing great. I mean, just continuing to crash the boards, fighting through it to get that extra opportunity. And those outstretched arms look like there was contact, still able to make it.
Boy, he is strong. That pass slithered in from Ballas to Fife. There's the kick out, and Snavely knocks down the 3.
Snavely, a consistent shooter, and there's that touch from the outside.
Crosswords forward to Fuquay Arena. The Ford store that gives you more. That 3-pointer by Snavely gives the Spartans a 3-point lead. Outlaw again. Loses the feel a bit. Ballas the rebound for Sanderson. They can't fault the Capitals right now. They are running plays to get the ball in scoring areas for Christian Outlaw. And again, when you're trying to pick up the load with Jordan Page and 24 points per All-American status for just a 6'5" sophomore. Somebody needs to step up, and usually a couple. And that will be a foul on Sanderson. Fitzgerald stepped in, took the charge.
Giving up his body. Fitzgerald doing on both ends of the court. Good job reading it, then getting in front. That position, solid base to take the charge.
Foul on Benjamin Ellison of Sanderson. It would have been the second foul on Fitzgerald if it went the other way, and already Tuttle has a pair. They're playing shorthanded without Jordan Page tonight. Broughton needs to keep its main elements on the floor. 16-13 Sanderson. Out of the corner, Fitzgerald. And sneakily the rebound. Quick outlet, Ballas. Ballas, a nice bounce pass to the left, and the easy drop in by Will Mills.
That is a perfect fast break. You get the long rebound, Ballas, no hesitation there. Quickly gets up the court, and then you run. You run, find your lane. That was a nice dish for an easy
I mean,
three.
Jay, that's another example of the high-level coaching that both Coach Roberson and Scott Wood bring to the table here.
That looked like a college NBA fast break. Just easy, smooth. Looked like they've run that 100 times.
Biggest deficit facing Broughton, down by 5. And here we get an offensive foul for an illegal screen. We've called that a couple of times. This one will go on outlaw. 18-13 Sanderson.
And for Broughton, you're missing your leading scorer. So how do you make up from that? Of course, other guys have to step up, but you have to turn up the pressure on the defensive end, and you've got to win the turnover margin. You cannot allow mistakes or to give the ball back to your opponent. You've got to win that against Sanderson, try to turn them over, get easy opportunities.
That one just lips out to three-pointer straight on by Ballas. And now McCray taps the accelerator, hangs, and some contact, missed the shot. Good save on the inside. 3-ball, a little bit long. Another loose ball. Grabbed again. This one's by Freeman, and saves the Capitals a third crack on this possession. And they are efforting on this offensive look, and they will maintain possession here. That's the extra effort they need right now.
And there's not a stat for getting the loose balls, but that's what they have to do. Scrap, claw, jump on the floor, get the offensive boards. All the little things give yourself extra opportunities.
Alston and Tuttle return for Broughton. What a cool, calm disposition on the sideline for Roy Roberson. His Spartans up by 5. Tuttle back on the floor with a couple of fouls. Nearly lost the handle, now harassed, and Ballas does strip him from the backside, and then he gets tripped, and if that's Tuttle, that's 3. And the official making sure he has the right player, and it is going to be the third foul on Braden Tuttle.
The ball gets down. Here's just a scramble for the ball.
Credit Will Mills for disrupting the dribble, and that leads to a very important third foul on Braden Tuttle. He was back on the floor for about 10 seconds. And Scott Woods and parental coaching over there on the sideline. And a quick whistle here, a little hand check foul. This one will go on Connor White. And that coaching is still continuing at the end of the bench for the Capitals. 18-13 Sanderson. Fife has been impressive in this part of the floor. Puts it on the deck, as you mentioned, 3-level scorer. But we've seen him just get to the rim whenever he wants to, like here. The great feed came his way. That's the easiest bucket of the night for Fife, who now is in double figures with 10 points.
Well, the Spartans went with a high-low there, but it was Murphy, the big, that was out on the perimeter, going to Fife, the guard, down in the paint.
That was a little bit out of control, but I think we'll get a bailout blocking foul. The hard take there by Sam Freeman. Jacob Rank, number 14 for the Spartans, picks up the foul. Broughton trying to put a little tourniquet on a Sanderson run here in this second quarter. First of 2 is shorts by Freeman. One more coming from the Original Grills free throw line. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. Couple of misses, and the long rebound is grabbed by Mills. So the 7-2 push in this second quarter in favor of Sanderson. Again, they've only been beaten twice.
They played last night against Athens Drive, so back-to-back nights. Got exams this week for many schools in the county, and the Spartans, they were playing here with the Athens Drive victory last night. They won by 13, quick turnaround.
Fife again at will, getting to the rim.
And he's the guy that, Patrick, he's so difficult to defend because you've got to respect that outside shot. And if he feels you coming out to close out on him, he'll take it right by you.
A big take there, and that one fingered in by Storm Taylor under duress.
And the Caps need that scoring from Taylor. He is so talented, around 10 points per game, but he's a guy that can create a shot whenever he wants.
The one thing that you notice about Fife, he doesn't look like he's terribly quick, but he's very shifty, quick first step to get around.
There's a rhythm which he plays with.
Three-pointer is long off the fingertips of Rank.
For the Caps, a little bit more rest. They played on Tuesday night, and an outstanding victory, a close ball game in overtime against Leesville, where they came from behind to extend that game and then won it in OT.
Foul on Will Mills. Broughton down by 7 in possession. When we come back, 3:13 to go in the first half. Coming up at the half of our Sanderson-Broughton duel, Tatum Atkinson, Scholar Athlete of the Week. Injured in a car wreck, call the heavy hitters, Tatum and Atkinson. 22-15, Broughton down by 7. There is Jordan Page, the super sophomore, one of the top players in the country at his class. Only found out a few hours ago, evidently, that he was not going to play. 24 points a game. Jay, talk about his game and what you've seen from him the first year and a half of his prep career.
He's an amazing player, and what he brings to the table is that scoring ability. He can create a shot whenever he wants, and he's improved as a shooter. As a freshman who's really good, this year he's even better from the outside, and on the defensive end, he's got length. He creates havoc, and for his height, 6'6", he's got those ball handling skills that you would expect that will continue to develop in college and potentially the NBA down the road.
McRae clears the miss, and one of the first odd man breaks here for Broughton, and that was thrown away. Didn't really have the angle, but they wanted to get downhill, but the turnover by Broughton.
I like Broughton trying to push the pace, force the issue so you can gain numbers and try to get transition buckets.
Sanderson leading by 6. Here's Fife, attracting a lot of attention. He'll still shoot over 3 defenders. Nobody really closed out hard on him, though.
Well, and you've got to really put a body on him. Just try to be as physical as possible. You cannot allow him to continue to get in the paint area with that mid-range jumper.
Sanderson has scored 24 points. Fife has 14 of them. Outlaw saves. Oh, what a terrific save it was. And there is the payoff. Storm Taylor. That ball should have gone out of bounds as a turnover. Outlaw, big first half, saved it in a 3 as we get a timeout taken by Broughton. Outlaw is keeping the Capitals in this one.
Doing all the little things and provides scoring, but also save that ball. It results in 3 points, and Taylor's ready to shoot it from the corner.
Second three-pointer of this first half for Broughton. That one brought to you by Crossroads Ford at Fuquay Arena, the Ford store that gives you more. And that was inches away from a turnover. Instead, a three-point make by Broughton.
Broughton hanging in there, only a 5-point deficit. And if you're in that huddle right now, you're like, hey, listen, we're playing okay, but we can play better. You know, this is an offense that scores at a high level. And the more they move the ball and try to keep the defense on the run, that's where they play out their best, and they can drive to the hoop, and then they can get hot from the outside of their three-point ball.
Folks, stay tuned for the Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing High School Hoops halftime report. Jay and I will have first half highlights and more. Air Experts. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. 24-19, Sanderson. Good point you just made about Broughton kind of hanging in. The other aspect, too, the 5 or 7 player rotation we're seeing from Scott Wood in this one without Jordan Page is not a 7-player rotation that they practice really at all. So there are a lot of things to get accustomed to. as we get that one to go down, and a foul on Sanderson. And Storm Taylor has been the igniter.
And Taylor just forcing the issue, using his quickness, saying, hey, listen, I don't care. It's 1-on-3. I can get to the line and I can finish. And very wisely, kind of took that sidestep to go into the hip and not force the charge. Got the block call, and he's coming on strong with his offense.
One thing I noticed coming out of that Broughton timeout, Storm Taylor, the 6'3" senior, he was very vocal coming out of that timeout, trying to get his team back. And he's come off the bench, and he now has scored 9 points.
And he's a senior, one of their talented players. And he's the guy that his teammates look for, and they get the foul called, but he's getting hot and can do it all in transition, as well as shooting his outside shot.
First foul on Taylor. So Broughton has crept back to within 3 inside 2 minutes for the half. It's McCray guarding Fife. Nobody's had too much luck keeping Fife from the rim. They're showing a double. They back off. McCray still on him with 1:25 to go in the first half. A lot of space, though, here for Fife. And we get a 5-second call defensively, and Broughton forces the turnover.
And that Broughton bench just erupting. All the assistant coaches, Scott Wood, jumping up, telling the team, great job. I mean, that's how they're going to win this ball game, on the defensive end.
And Roy Roberson, sensing a pretty critical last minute and a half, calls a timeout as Broughton has gotten to within 3. There's been a couple of lackadaisical defensive possessions for the Sanderson Spartans as of late.
I think the message right now is, hey guys, listen, we've got to get the loose balls. We've got to scrap, hustle, and let's close out this half the right way. And I think you want to look to Fife, try to get him as many touches and looks here as you can with the limited possessions you have with 1:21 left.
Not a lot of losses on the ledger for each of these teams. Sanderson 13-2, Broughton 10-5. Each team, though, has one of its losses to Heritage. Close losses. Sanderson about a couple of weeks ago, and for Broughton, that was the second game of the year. Lost by 10, but both teams took down Millbrook here recently, which is a quality win.
They play tough schedules, too, and that's something you want to provide, that level of competition that you'll see in the playoffs early on in the non-con schedule, and then knowing this league is very deep, so you're going to be playoff ready once you get to mid-February.
Yeah, one of the other interesting non-conference wins for Broughton came against Green Hope. And that's where Richard Howell, one of Scott Wood's former NC State teammates, is also in his first year as head coach, as the three-pointer rains down to tie the game.
Fitzgerald getting hot. And there, setting his feet, ready to shoot it.
And Fife throws into traffic, broken up by Outlaw. Up ahead, Taylor for the jam, and Broughton from nowhere. 7 points down to a 2-point lead.
The Spartans have to find a way to slow down this momentum. And the defense is taking over for the Caps, and Spartans need to move the ball better.
Snavely in trouble, deflected pass, another live ball turnover. Here's McCray, goes against Fife, and throws it in. And right now, the Broughton Capitals are in 5th gear. 28-24.
When Fife gets the ball, the Caps have been bringing a double team. Now they go back to their standard man-to-man defense. Just changing up the looks, trying to make them uncomfortable.
Well, this gymnasium will erupt if Broughton gets a defensive stop in the final seconds, and that is a foul, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Broughton.
And Patrick, this is what makes Fife so good. He stays under control. He split the double team on the pick and roll, and he kept his balance. He didn't drive through out of control. As he splits it, he goes in, sidesteps Fitzgerald, gets the block. If he would have gone straight ahead, that would have been an easy charge. He is so smart. It's those little things that make him a different player.
Back to the original girls' free throw line. Fife will get one more. He has 15 points in the game, but Storm Taylor from Broughton has 11 points in this quarter. You wondered who was going to step up to vacate the points on the bench, dressed out by Jordan Page. Well, Outlaw was that man in the first quarter, and Storm Taylor has been that man here in the second. Inside a second, this is Outlaw. Somehow he banked it in, but they're going to wave it off. I don't know how he made it. How did that pass get to his fingertips? He was right on the sideline, The officials are going over to maybe check the monitor here.
I think the fans are going to come over and check our monitor too.
So we'll take a look. Scott Wood is getting an explanation. It looks like it might have been a violation on the inbounds pass here. Yeah, it looks, maybe they might have seen his foot on the line. They put the clock at 1.6. Broughton is going to inbound from that exact same spot.
He didn't move.
And now he heaves it once outlaw again, and this time there's no genie left in the bottle. Fans will boo that final second call, but what an outrageous last couple of minutes by the Broughton Capitals. They trailed by 7 before Storm Taylor stormed home 11 second quarter points, and the Capitals lead by 2 at the break.
You're watching the Air Experts High School Hoops Halftime Report. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. Tatum and Atkinson is proud to present the WRDC Sports High School Hoops Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week from Sanderson High School. The Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Gordy Ballas. Gordy is a basketball letter winner, is a basketball conference champion, is student body president, and carries a 4.38 GPA. Gordy is academic all-conference, is a 4-year honor roll student, and has volunteered over 200 hours at the Boys Club of Raleigh. From Broughton High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Mills Basin. Mills is a 4-year basketball player, is a basketball letter winner, is a member of National Honor Society, and carries a 4.64 GPA. Mills is an AP Scholar with honor, is a summa cum laude graduate, is ranked 12th in his class, and is an NC State Park Scholarship semifinalist. Mills volunteers as a youth basketball camp coach, is a member of Service Club, and his community service efforts include serving as a breakthrough T1D walk team captain, founding Reelin' for Research, and fundraising for UNC Children's Hospital. Mills has helped raise over $30,000 for charitable causes.
This All-Star is now entered for a $3,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Tatum and Atkinson, injured in a wreck? Call the heavy hitters. You're watching the Air Experts High School Hoops Halftime Report. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com.
Welcome back. I'm Jay Sunhalter. We've got a special clip from our WRDC Sports Coach Talk show. We recently sat down with some of the area high school basketball coaches to dive into what coaching means to them, and the full episode just dropped on our YouTube channel today. Here's a quick preview. Take a look. Here with some of the top high school basketball coaches in the state. As a coach, you can have such an impact on young people's lives, and I know many of you guys are father figures to your players.
You know, as you get older, you realize that you were that mentor and had that impact. And it makes me proud to see what I poured into them. They took advantage of it, and they're pouring it back into other athletes. So it just makes me overjoyed.
You have to walk a certain way when you step outside and you put this right here on.
You know, I'm gonna push you to be a better person, player as well, but a person.
I think for me, it's everything. I didn't envision myself doing anything else. You know, everybody don't have the same support. You know, letting them know that, you know, they got somebody that they can call on if they need.
Check out the full interview on YouTube, and we'll be right back after this message.
You're watching the Air Experts High School Hoops Halftime Report. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com.
2-point lead at the break. Broughton on top of Sanderson, 28-26. And Jay, let's get some first half highlights of a pretty entertaining first 16 minutes.
Yeah, really good first half. Very competitive, and early on, the Spartans kind of got into a groove and got out on the run, and then Outlaw paced the scoring for the Caps. Is that physical tenacity inside the points of the paint, but this game kind of went back and forth. Sanderson got a lead, but for the Caps, who was going to step up with Page out. It was everybody, Outlaw, Taylor, everybody doing their part.
Yeah, Outlaw had 10 in the first half. 8 of those came in the opening quarter, but Nathan Fife very tough to stop, especially on the dribble drive. 16 points in the opening half for Fife.
He did a good job shooting and then making decisions of when to pass off to his teammates. But the Caps just hung in there. And then that latter part of the second quarter, last 3 minutes, they came on strong. Storm Taylor was on fire, leading the way on the fast break.
Yeah, Broughton outscored Sanderson by 9 over the last 3 minutes there. Look at the first half stats.
Yeah, and for both teams, shooting the ball around the same percentage. The Caps a little bit more effective from the outside. For Broughton, you want to clean up the turnovers there. 7 in the first half, Sanderson only 3, but I think here in the second half, boxing out, turnover margin, those are going to be the 2 factors that determines who wins this game.
Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing High School Hoops halftime report continues. Second half coming up. Broughton leads Sanderson by 2. Ready to begin the second half from Broughton High School. Cap 6 action just underway inside the league. Both teams are 1-0. This is a very important game, and we've teeter-tottered back and forth, especially late in that second quarter. Broughton opens up on defense with a 2-point lead.
Early on here, it's going to be important. The first 3 minutes for each side. That's the message of the halftime break. We've got to win it first few possessions.
Ballas gets a couple of cracks to begin the third quarter, misses them both. Again, Broughton playing without the services of Jordan Page. We were kind of wondering at the outset who would step up. Well, a lot of guys have a different aspects and moments of the game in different ways, as Fitzgerald knocks down his second 3 of the game. Right to Crossroads Ford at Fuquay Arena.
Yeah, he's got a smooth shot, just taking it off the dribble, and he's the guy when he gets hot from the outside, the Caps will find different ways to get him the ball.
Yeah, but for Broughton, it was Outlaw in the first quarter. It was Taylor in the second quarter. Even Braylon McCray had a key 5-second defensive turnover forced against Fife in the middle of that run. And now we see Fitzgerald drain his second 3. That's what it will take for Broughton without Page playing tonight. And that one just rims off. And the rebound grabbed on the run. This is McCray weaving into the forecourt for Broughton. Fitzgerald from a long distance. Yes! That's about 30 feet from Hudson Fitzgerald. His second 3 in 2 possessions, and Broughton is up by 8, biggest of the game.
It used to be NBA range. Now that's Steph Curry range. Is even a step further back. That was Curry range, and it's getting hot.
To the interior, a little hesitation by Murphy, and a tie-up. Arrow the other way. Well, now this will test the mental mettle of the Sanderson Spartans. They look to be in control, calm and poised, and now the wheels and the lug nuts are getting a little wobbly. McCray driving in, has some options and threw it away. Ballas stepped in the baseline to intercept the pass. Snavely digs it out of there. They want it in Fife's hands. He'll come to it. Because when they need things to calm down, they put it in number 5's hands. To the rim again. He's made these all night. Wheeling, twisting, but great body control and finesse near the rim.
It's that balance and the control and the way he moves his body to get open. Now, I think for the Caps, he can shoot it from the left, but you've got to force him to go towards left, force him to his offhand to try to shoot.
34-28, Broughton up by 6. Fitzgerald has made a shot from there. Scott Wood range a moment ago. Frees up his base, gives it up, gets the handoff back, and scoops it to the glass, and he'll head to the free throw line. With the movement offensively, demonstratively better than it was in the first 8 to 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, you can tell Scott Wood harping on his team to move without the ball, have cuts, pass the ball, and then attack. And Fitzgerald starting to get into a groove here, second quarter on.
Fitzgerald makes the first free throw from the Original Grills free throw line. Original Grills, elevate your game. But now it just feels like Broughton and the players they have on the floor for Scott Wood now has a good sense of where everybody is going and what the responsibilities are. Took a little time to get there.
Don't you just feel like they're getting into the flow of the ball game? They're more comfortable after that initial quarter.
Because again, it's a shock when Jordan Pate is not on the floor. And guys are playing different positions, and we no longer have that guy to look for. But they have now figured it out. We get an attack there by Ballas and a foul on Broughton. First on Alston. So Gordy Ballas, 6'3" senior at the foul line for Sanderson. Right now, at best, Sanderson trading buckets. They need to turn things up on the defensive end. First point of the night for Ballas, who averages 9.
And with Ballas, he was a scholar athlete and potential coach in the future. He's that level of intelligence, loves the game, and as a senior, it's off to a great start for his team.
Student body president as well at Sanderson High School. Ballas makes a pair of free throws. Fitzgerald got a step on the defender. And now this is Tuttle back on the floor, and Tuttle connects. The last time we saw Tuttle, he picked up his 3rd foul after just returning to the floor. This time a different outcome. And free throws coming for Sanderson. 39-30, Broughton.
And Broughton being physical with Fife. Hard foul. Coach Roberson looks on, just trying to get a spark on the offensive end, and you got to attack. Try to get to the line, get all the way to the hoop, and get the ball to your best scorer. And they did it on that possession, and they just have to have more good looks. Protect the basketball, move the ball, and get the ball to number 5.
Yeah, now we said this as it pertained to Broughton in the first half. Where would the scoring come from? The Spartans need a second option to score, because Fife is now up to 20 points. But just 12 by the rest of his team, and we're midway through the 3rd quarter. That's not going to cut it for Sanderson. Because the 5 on the floor for Broughton are all capable of scoring. We've seen it from time to time all night long. McRae takes the screen from Outlaw. This is Storm Taylor at an enormous 2nd quarter. 12 points for Taylor in that 2nd stanza. Right now, all the options offensively brimming with confidence for Broughton. McRae trying to get in the mix. A little long. Oh, there's Taylor soaring down the lane, timing it pristinely. Broughton by 9. Timeout. Eruption on the Broughton bench. Storm Taylor living up to his name. Coming from the foul line, midair, 2-hand flush. Broughton by 9. We've just witnessed one of the more indelible moments in the career of Storm Taylor. Decades from now, he'll be queuing this up for his kids and grandkids to watch. 14 points for Storm Taylor. Cleaning up a 3-point miss. Daddy,
what a play.
Daddy used to do that.
Hey, he had 22 points on Tuesday against Leesville. Another strong showing tonight.
Well, that is a big reply by Sanderson. That's the first field goal of the game for Gordy Ballas. And did the Spartans ever need it? Trailing by 6, but that's that potential second score they need behind Fife.
Yeah, that was an important shot from Ballas. He's a really good shooter from the outside. He needs to continue to take shots.
Tuttle hemmed in, got the pass away to Freeman, lost it, picked it up, and avoids the turnover. Fitzgerald closed by Fife, and it goes to Outlaw, turns left that one short. Fitzgerald kept it alive, but deflected right to Snavely. So here is Ballas. Fife is out behind him. And now it's in the hands of Fife.
Shading Fife towards his left.
And that's where he goes. He goes against Outlaw, throws it back. That's a tough pass to make. Spinning, shooting is Mills. And there's Will Mills, second field goal of the game.
He brings energy off the bench. And that's a difficult shot with the arm outstretched. And again, Fife distributing for his teammates.
Now this is the juncture that Sanderson needed. First off, credit to Roy Roberson for a great play call out of that timeout for the three-pointer for Ballas. I think certainly he knows they need other options offensively. Kind of flying through off the offside was Tuttle to put that one in.
Sanderson has to box out.
Second crack, no, off the left hand of Murphy. And Broughton up by 6 has possession.
Broughton's doing a really good job following their shots, and it's led to extra opportunities.
Near travel there on Storm Taylor. Freeman hasn't scored all night. He's working against Fife across the floor. Fife not giving him much room. Dangerous pass. Taylor down with it. Inside 2 minutes for the third quarter. Taylor probing, steps left, creating space. Ballas lost the handle, and there's the first bucket of the game for Freeman.
Another offensive board. It's making an impact in this game. That's why there's a lead. It's those loose balls. The Capitals are really doing a good job of winning that margin.
Lead back to 8 for Broughton. The last 3 possessions, really, it's been Fife distributing as he does here, and we get a blocking foul on Broughton. And if that's Fitzgerald, that's number 3. Minute 15 to play, third quarter.
Here it is, getting the ball into Murphy. I think he's got to see more touches on the inside. If Fitzgerald trying to give up his body, I mean, that's a good job by him, getting in position, just not able to get there in time with Murphy attacking.
Murphy 5 points tonight. Off glass, no good. One more from the Original Grills free throw line. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. Connor White, senior, is on the floor for ostensibly the last minute of this third quarter as Outlaw and Fitzgerald get a breather. Scott Wood will rely on them in the final 8 minutes. 1 of 2 for Murphy. Not a lot of energy emanating anywhere from Sanderson. The 5 on the floor, their head coach, the bench. They need a spark.
Well, and you know, and they played last night too, so this fourth quarter is going to be important to stay fresh and play your best minutes. But again, this is a team playing back-to-back nights.
Good ball movement here by Broughton. The little shovel gets to Tuttle. Misses the 3. And the tip rebound out of bounds the other way to Sanderson.
A much better job on the glass by the Spartans. Being physical, boxing out. The ball gets out of bounds, but they put a body on a body trying to clear out the Caps from crashing the glass.
Well, Jay, to your point about Sanderson playing last night, Nathan Fife just came back on the floor. He got about a 30-second break on the bench. Maybe that's probably all he'll get tonight, but that 30 seconds could matter.
Well, I think you need him here for the final possession to close it out.
Ballas for 3. No good. And now Broughton, if they choose, can take the final shot of this third quarter, leading by 7. They trailed by 7 with about 3 minutes left in the first half. They get an offensive foul charge against Broughton, Sam Freeman. That's not what Scott Wood and his coaching staff wanted to see. And you're in position to maybe go up 10 into the fourth quarter, and then that happens. And now you have to be concerned about Nathan Fife. 20 seconds with which to work. And this could be a 5 or 6 point swing in the final 30 seconds of the third quarter. Fife being harassed, draws 3. Extra touch into the corner, that's blocked by Tuttle. And the clock will run out. And the Broughton Capitals get the defensive stop at the end of the third quarter. Braden Tuttle took the 3 right out of the palm, and Broughton will carry a 7-point lead at home to the final quarter. 45-38 Capitals. Well, the Broughton Capitals have come to life late in that second quarter, carried it through the third, and they're +7 as we begin the final 8 minutes. 45-38 in favor of Broughton. Sanderson goes on offense to begin the quarter. 20 points for Nathan Fife. There's the long skip. Snavely. So Ballas kind of getting the mix offensively. Made a three. Took about 4 more shots late in that third quarter, but he can't get the driving bank shot to go.
For Broughton here, you have the lead. I think you take your time, spread the floor, and continue to move without the ball. They're going to get a foul, another offensive foul.
Out of these on
the perimeter.
Three-pointer was made. The play was there. Scott Wood was just disturbed by the execution of that play because you saw at the back end all net on the three by Fitzgerald.
It's giving a couple extra possessions to the Spartans, and you got to take advantage of these opportunities, especially try to get momentum here at the start of the fourth quarter.
Snavely kills it. Murphy almost crossed himself up. Spins into the lane. Murphy, tough shots off the heel, but Outlaw smacked it out of bounds. He and his teammate Freeman were both there to grab the rebound, but Outlaw went up aggressively and lost it off the fingertips.
That was really good defense by Sean Alston, number 24 on Murphy, along with Outlaw down low. The bigs for the Caps have been physical tonight.
A design play right back for Fife. Pump fake, got the man in the air. He waited too long to take the shot, or else a foul would have been called. It wasn't. And Fife takes a glance at the official, but I think that issue is on Fife. He had the man in the air. If he just kind of went up at that moment, he'd be at the free throw line.
There was an opening.
Fitzgerald doubled into Outlaw, turning, blocked from behind, but Snavely might have gotten him on the arm. First on Snavely. And at the free throw line is Christian Outlaw.
Outlaw calling for the ball down on the block. And there with the spin move, goes into the body to get the call. And I think they need to continue just to get the ball inside, whether it's through driving or get it into the post. And Broughton has been really good shooting the three ball tonight. But I think here, especially late in this ball game, continue to attack, put pressure on the defense.
One more coming for Outlaw from the Original Grills free throw line. Original Grills elevate your game. Outlaw misses a pair. So Broughton is giving Sanderson a couple of opportunities. Go back to the end of the third. Had an opportunity to hold for the last shot, turn it over. And a three-pointer waved off a moment ago on an offensive foul. Now a couple missed free throws. Deep three off this sideline by Fife. One side board to Outlaw. Fitzgerald locates Tuttle up ahead, angles on Fife, blocked off on the backboard by Sanderson, and here come the Spartans. Snavely gets it to Rank, got past a man, and the easy layup by Jacob Rank for his first points.
And this is where the Spartans have to go on a run, and you can tell their crowd ready to get back into this game.
This is the energy that they have been missing, and Scott Wood can feel it. Burns a timeout, 45-40. Capitals trying to get to 2-0 in the Cap 6. Hanging on here at home. Broughton up by 5. .5:51 left in the fourth quarter. Broughton on top of Sanderson by 5 points, 45-40. On a fairly cool Friday night in Raleigh. Important game inside the Cap 6. Conference season just began a week ago. Cardinal Gibbons, the only other unbeaten through the opening game. One of these teams will get to 2-0. Broughton at home up by 5. Outlaw at a massive first quarter. He's been shut down most of the rest of the way. And another double on the block leads to a blocked shot. And here come the Spartans. Trying to trim it at 3, maybe 2. Fife for the little floater, just falls off, no. Outlaw high points the rebound and got it up ahead to Storm Taylor. Well has been dry the last few possessions here for the Capitals. They find McRae, left corner 3, sided to glass. And now Fife motoring ahead. Some contact, puts it up, and he will head to the free throw line.
Spartans just hanging in there. Only 5-point deficit, and you have those opportunities to push the pace. Fife knows he's got to take it in there. He didn't have numbers, just forced his way to the free throw line.
So back at the Original Grills free throw line. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. Fife has not missed from the foul line tonight, 7 of 7.
Around 220 points shy of 2,000 for his career, and it's one of the line, and that's a big putback for Murphy.
So just like that, a 2-point game on an unconventional 3-point play, and yet another illegal screen set up high by Christian Outlaw. All of his fouls tonight have come on these screens about 35 feet away from the basket.
So when you come up, you've got to set your feet and be still, and arms a little outstretched, maybe the leg. Not a lot of contact there. I don't know about that one.
Clearly some of these officials have been keeping a keen eye on. Suddenly Sanderson can shoot for the lead here. They go for the tie. Fife goes to the rack. And from 9 down, Sanderson has drawn level.
Another big take, and the senior recognizing, hey, it's go time. We've got to create a spark.
And we're going to whistle and a timeout taken by Broughton. We will keep it here with 4.5 to go. 45 all. So a couple of things that have now stuck out to me. First off, we talked about Roy Roberson's kind of visage on the sideline for Sanderson. Team goes in a big run, you can't tell. Team falls off, 8-9 points down, you can't tell. His composure and poker face helps because the team kind of feeds off of that. Coach says, look like he's panicked, so why should we?
I think it's about showing your players, hey, I'm going to be consistent throughout the ballgame, no matter what. Just stay even-keeled. And when things weren't looking well, you're right, he was stoic. And just having confidence, showing that to his players means a lot. If you're in that huddle knowing you've got support from the coaching staff and can go out there, even when things aren't going well, that they've got confidence that you can pick it up. And now over on the other side for the Caps, you're playing so well. You've hit a tough streak here, some adversity. Who's going to step up? And I think it's the 3 guys tonight scoring the basketball, Outlaw, Taylor, and Fitzgerald. You have to lean on them now.
Here's what I noticed for Broughton. First 8 to 11 minutes, they really weren't quite sure who was playing where, with trying to adjust to Jordan Page's absence. Then they found their stretch. Now they're being challenged a little bit. It's coming down to crunch time. Now, how do they react when they know they don't have their go-to guy, Jordan Page, on the floor?
Who's going to take the shot? Who's going to dribble the ball here in these crucial moments? And they're the top sophomores in the country. He's a ball handler. He can do it all.
And now the heavy pressure comes on the perimeter. Some trapping by Sanderson. They're trying to force a turnover here. Taylor out of the corner. Leaves it short. Snavely battles for the rebound, and we're going to get a foul, and I believe it's going on. I thought it was going on Sanderson. Instead, it goes on Christian Outlaw. And that is number 4 on Outlaw. That is a big one against Broughton.
It's huge, and he's got to be careful now. And if I'm Sanderson, I'm going towards him, trying to get number 5. And he's just scrapping here, trying to make a play. You see that right arm go over the top.
Sanderson has not led since late in the second quarter. They fell back by as many as 9. They have roared back in this fourth quarter. Snavely for 3 and the lead. There it is. 48-45. It's a 10-0 fourth quarter run by the Spartans.
They went to one of their most consistent shooters. Snavely was ready for it.
McCray, the reply, yes. He took a 3 from that spot a couple of possessions ago and hit the side of the glass. Icy 3 there to draw Broughton even.
And you got to stay confident, be ready to shoot it, and that one was big.
3:20 to go, wild attack. Tip rebound, who's gonna grab it? Still loose, it's out of bounds, going to Broughton. And now we see some emotion from Roy Roberson on the bench for Sanderson. He was right in the face of one of the officials on that call. He can't believe this is going the other way. We'll take a look and see if he's right. There's the fingertip, there's the hand, and it looked like it went off the index finger of Fitzgerald. Sanderson will get the ball back here. 48, 3:15 left. Fife runs to the handoff pass. A lob to the rim. Oh, back cut to the baseline, tipped away, kept alive though by Sanderson, and a quick whistle for a jump ball. Arrow belongs to Broughton. Roy Roberson, I think, feels like that whistle came quickly. All right, Jay, back to Outlaw for a second with those 4 fouls. How integral he is. Remember, 3 of those 4 fouls have come on the offensive end, setting high screens. Does Scott Wood rip that page out of the playbook?
Yeah, I think you got to rip it out. You can't put him out there on those high screens. Keep him back, save, protect him, and also on the offensive glass.
Here he comes.
Outlaw's gonna have to be careful.
He got the screen down delicately though. Inside 3 minutes, here's McCray. Tie game to the whole block. Out of bounds by Malachi Murphy. Perfect read.
He's a difference maker on the defensive end and times this perfectly, reads it, see him just lurking in the paint, then easy jump to swat it away.
Taylor comes up high. Tuttle makes the turn and had the shot blocked. He's holding the high left ankle area, went down hard. He was fouled, and he will get a couple of free throws. He's still down on his back as the athletic training staff comes out. Foul goes on Fife. There's the foul. Let's watch the left leg come down. I think it was before it came down. I think it might have been on the previous step. Yeah, as he was going up, leaving the floor, that's when the little buckle happened, not when he landed after the foul. Here's one more look, Jay.
Yeah, hard drive. Here, just looks like kind of an awkward land.
He might have gotten stepped on from the backside by Fife on that ankle.
That knee just buckled a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be okay. He's hit some big shots tonight.
.236 to go in regulation. Free throws will be coming if Braden Tuttle can shoot it. But he's not putting any weight on that left leg. And that is an ominous sign. They will take him back to the locker room. No weight at all on that left leg. So Scott Wood will insert Sean Alston, and it will be Alston shooting free throws here for Tuttle. You think Alston a minute ago figured he'd be on the free throw line right now? Here he is. Here's his moment. Trying to get Broughton a lead. That's a guy ready to shoot.
Big one.
Remember, Broughton won its conference opener in overtime over Leesville Road last week. They're another nail biter tonight, trying to take Scott Wood's team in conference play to 2-0 in his first year. 2-point lead for Broughton. Fife to his right. Locates a wide open teammate, and a three-pointer missed by Mills. Offense rebound. Fife across the lane to tie the game. Timeout, 50 all. 24 points for Nathan Fife.
Well, we had a feeling this was going to go down to the wire, and it's lived up to the pregame thoughts. And Fife, again, just making plays. I mean, he is an outside shooter that can get physical down low, just scrapping down there, swiping through the defenders to knock in the short jumper and set up this timeout.
Well, we were hoping and expecting a competitive game. The women's game, not so much. Broughton scored the first 31 points of its women's game against Sanderson a couple of hours ago. This one,
been great,
white knuckle time,
yeah.
50-50.
And these timeouts are so crucial right now. Setting up your defense, setting up your play. It's going to come down to turnovers. Making sure you box out. Who's going to take the big shots in these moments? Those are the things you're talking to your teams about right now.
50-50. Broughton basketball. Each team 2 timeouts left. Again, Tuttle left the floor a moment ago with a left leg injury. Alston came in to replace and made 2 clutch free throws. But then Fife was able to tie the game on a second effort jumper across the lane. 2 minutes to go. McRae back out front. Fitzgerald. He's made a couple of threes in this second half. Oh, bad pass by Freeman. Ricocheted off of the knee of Storm Taylor. Spacing was suboptimal, and nothing Taylor could do. There was a lot of that pass right off the knee into the backcourt for a violation.
And the Caps just trying to stay patient. But the longer you go on a possession, it just makes it more difficult to maintain, and all just ricocheting into the backcourt. And now Sanderson's going to have to take advantage of the turnover.
So now they will clear things out for a fight. They show a double team against him. Steps back. Here's Ballas on the baseline. Jumps it back out front. Mills down the lane. The underhand layup spins out. Offensive rebound, and a foul will send Malachi Murphy to the line. If it's Outlaw, he's done. And it is the 5th foul on Christian Outlaw. So Outlaw has fouled out with 1:22 to go.
He's played so well tonight, and this is smart for Sanderson. Go in, just attack him and try to get that 5th foul, and Murphy active on the boards.
So Outlaw departs. 10 points. Again, 3 of those fouls came on illegal screens on the offensive end tonight. How important were they now? So to the line, Malachi Murphy, the 6'6" sophomore. And he has not been all that impressive from the foul line. Used the glass a couple times. He's 1 for 3. But just one gives Sanderson the lead. That one too is missed, but we get a foul on Broughton, and that was Connor White, who just came in. He tried to get around the inside position and commits a poorly timed foul. So free throws right back for Sanderson. This time it'll be Gordy Ballas.
Ballas hustling. Just because it's a free throw doesn't mean you can't try to get this board. And as the ball ricochets, look at number 1 going towards the baseline to get the push to get to the line.
Now it's Ballas for the lead, yes. One more from the Original Grills free throw line. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. 51-50, Sanderson on the road in the famed gymnasium of Broughton High School. Free throw made by Ballas. Timeout, Sanderson. 52-50. This has been a 4th quarter of missed opportunities for the Broughton Capitals. Ill-timed turnovers, missed shots, extra fouls given. And they've given Sanderson, a team that's only been twice beaten this year, opportunities to steal a road win, and they're 1:20 away from perhaps doing just that.
You said it perfectly. Missed opportunities that the Spartans have really cashed in. And now with a 2-point lead, you have the 1 timeout. You're in the driver's seat, but you can't be comfortable because Broughton kind of lost some of that fire, that spirit that they're playing with. Now, can they find it? Can you insert it back here to close out the ballgame? They've got to find a way if they want to win it here. And I think with Outlaw out, you look at your 2 players scoring the basketball tonight, Fitzgerald and Taylor. They have to take over. It's simple. Those 2 have to provide production, and Sanderson in their huddles talk about slowing them down.
But again, the environment for Broughton over the last year and a half, nobody else has needed to take over a game down the stretch outside of Jordan Page. But again, Page dressed out, not playing tonight. And that has forced the Broughton Capitals to kind of improvise. So there's Page in the dark sweatsuit, and Outlaw to his left, who just fouled out about 2 seconds ago. So Broughton will have it length of the floor, down by 2. And they will yield against Broughton, bringing it up the floor, and the Spartans will pick up half court. Storm Taylor goes against Ballas.
Ball needs to move here. Can't be static.
Minute for regulation. Into the corner, McRae. Shut down. Fitzgerald back to Taylor. The defense holding up. There's a move by Taylor down the lane, reloads, and it's offensive foul on Broughton. Nathan Fife stepped in, intercepted the contact, and forces the turnover.
He does it all, and giving up your body deep in the fourth quarter. As he reads this, comes over, he's gonna get the call. Watch 5, step in, fall straight back with the base, and immediately points.
And Taylor a little shaken up as well, and Scott Wood is out there, and now it's Taylor walking with a very stiff right leg, barely putting weight on his leg, and he will head at least to the end of the bench, if not the locker room. Braden Tuttle is back at the end of the bench, but they're still working on that left ankle. So you don't have Page. Outlaw has fouled out. There is Tuttle being worked on at the end of the bench. Ice on the ankle. We will not see him. And now you just lose another player, a key player at that, in Storm Taylor.
And for Broughton, you got to turn up the pressure on the defensive end.
So Connor White, number 14, is back on the floor. Sam Freeman is out there as well. 2-point lead for Sanderson. It's Spartan basketball. Fife. A bounce to Ballas. And there's a foul taken. This one charged against Alston. Number 3, and that will stop the clock with 29 seconds. But send Ballas, who was 4 for 4 from the foul line tonight, there for a pair. Timeout. And the turnovers piling up like autumn leaves in this fourth quarter for the Capitals.
Just too many, and Sanderson has benefited from those mistakes, and now it's going to be about making your free throws, making sure you set the scene for your team once you go on defense. And all right, 4 of their top scorers are out, either through injury or through foul trouble. So who are we scared of? Who do we need to defend for the Capitals? And you can tell Sanderson still worried, though. He got a 2-point lead, but this game isn't over.
I mean, doesn't it almost have to go through Hudson Fitzgerald?
It has
to. The options are very thin. And there are the 2 injured players. There's the Storm Taylor. May have just been a cramp. He's looking at Taylor, number 5. He's trying to get some love down that throat here and try and get it back on the floor. It may have just been a cramp in that left leg. We know it's an ankle injury with Braden Tuttle. He won't come back, but they can see him kind of massaging that calf. They would desperately need him back in there.
And each team with 1 timeout, when the Caps get the ball back, they've got to crash the glass.
And now Taylor is up off the bench. He's heading at least to the coaches. He's lobbying to get back in the game here.
Scott Wood looks like he's drawing up a play.
So here's Ballas. The lead is 2. And now 1 more would make it a 2-possession game. I mean, that tells you how key that Storm Taylor is as far as the offensive options to get him back on the floor. He cramped up. He left the floor for about a minute. He's back in, and he's probably going to be the targeted guy for this next offensive play for Broughton.
Well, that's huge because you have to have a 1-2 punch with Taylor and Fitzgerald in here. He's gutting it out.
To make it a 4-point game, Ballas has not missed from the line tonight. And a timeout called. 29 seconds left. Sanderson leads by 4. So let's go inside the huddle defensively for the Spartans, Dave. If you figure you know who the 2 main offensive threats are going to be, what are you drawing up?
Well, the first thing is I think you've got a trap. I think you need to apply a little bit of pressure. Don't make it easy for the Caps to bring this ball up the court. And also, too, Roy Roberson's telling his team, hey, no fouls. Do not contest a 3-point shot and foul. And also, too, Taylor and Fitzgerald are the 2 main weapons. We've got to get the ball out of their hands. And for the Capitals, right now, you're down by 4. You don't need a 3. If it's there, okay, you can take it. But I think you just drive, attack the hoop. Maybe you get an and-1 opportunity, but a quick 2, for me, is the play. Pick and roll, get something going downhill.
If you get that quick bucket, if you're Scott Wood and his coaching staff, you have to know who's on the floor, who are the good free throw shooters, who are not the good free throw shooters for Sanderson. Malachi Murphy, number 30, has struggled from the line. He will come out of that huddle and be on the floor. You certainly don't want to put Fife or Ballas at the free throw line, if at all possible.
And no timeouts for Sanderson. So if you lock down on the defensive end, there's nothing with the timeouts that can save Sanderson.
54-50 is the lead. Sanderson up 4. And Broughton will have it the length of the floor. They do have one timeout left. Clock ticking as McRae gets it into the front court. This is Fitzgerald. We'll see where Taylor is. He's the opposite side of the floor. Back to Fitzgerald. Forces the 3. Good with 15 seconds left. It's a 1-point game. The clock is ticking down. Sanderson gets it in, and Fife is fouled.
It was amazing. Zone pressure. They go with a different look, and Broughton kind of took a little while to figure it out, and then Fitzgerald says, "This is my time." Another long-range 3, spot on.
And Scott Wood and Broughton will burn their final timeout. Hudson Fitzgerald, 4 threes in this game. One from about 31 feet out. This one under massive time pressure down the stretch. Gives Broughton a little hope.
Well, and we highlighted in the open of the broadcast, Fitzgerald, that with Page out, we talked about who's going to take the big shots, who's going to take over, and as this game has worn on, it's been Fitzgerald. He wanted it there, recognized, hey, I've got to go. Took that long-range 3. Now you get this timeout, and both teams out of timeouts with Fife going to the free throw line, so each coaching staff kind of having to set up here the last 11 seconds with what could happen and make sure each team knows, hey, we can't stop the play anymore.
Fife will be at the line 6 of 8 tonight, but he missed his last 2 a moment ago. Even should he make them both, it's a 3-point game. And then we get into the decision-making process. Are you fouling, or are you letting them shoot a 3 to try and tie me up? So here is Nathan Fife. Just committed to play Division II basketball next year at Northern Michigan. Makes the first 2-point game. And now Roy Roberson will have a decision to make. Playing straight up D, my guess would be yes. Up to 3. And now evidently Sanderson did have one timeout left, and Roy Roberson will use it here. 56-53, Sanderson up. The winner of this one gets to 2-0 in league play. Sanderson will take on Enloe next at home. Broughton will go to Cardinal Gibbons, the other remaining unbeaten team at this early juncture in the Cap 6. Oh yeah, not many nails are left tonight. Right?
Seen a lot of that in the stands. Well, this is a deep league, town of league, and there's going to be close ball games throughout the rest of the regular season between all these talented schools in the Cap 6.
Well, if you're Broughton, and if you expect Sanderson, I mean, who knows what kind of defense we'll see Roy Roberson throw out there. We saw the zone defense active, but he got burned the last possession. Are they staying man-to-man? They go back to zone, throw some junk at them. Maybe a look they haven't seen all game, but Scott Wood has to identify all these possibilities.
For Sanderson, 2 fouls to give in this situation. So I'm using those. I'm shortening this game up and getting Broughton out of rhythm. And also, too, with those 2 fouls, you don't have to necessarily show your defensive look. You can go ahead, waste a couple fouls, shorten it up, and then throw another defense at them to close out the time remaining.
Right, they will not defend Mills Basin, who will throw it in. Basin gets it in the hands of Taylor, and there's a contact in the backcourt, foul taken. Perfect point. Took about 3 seconds off the clock. It's a non-shooting foul. And that is what Jay was referring to by shortening the game. You're not taking an immediate foul. You're making sure they're not in the act of shooting. And now it's in the hands of McRae. Speeds over the timeline, and a timeout taken by Broughton, and evidently they had one left. It's our first game of the year. We're still dealing with the graphics and the timeouts. So 5.6 left. Still 1 foul to give, though, for Sanderson.
Well, in this situation, it's dicey. I mean, yeah, you have time to give that foul, but if it's in shooting motion, you're putting yourself at risk. I don't think I'd take that risk. I don't in this situation, unless you get Broughton going towards the opposite hoop where it's easy to take that foul. Go ahead and do it. I just think that you're leaving too much at chance, and I think you go ahead, play straight up here for the last 5.5 seconds.
Right. If that is the case, what kind of play call do you expect Scott Woody? You'll have a couple here he can run, like if the first one breaks on fast, there's a plan B. What is he drawing up?
I think you set some picks for Fitzgerald, get him quickly off those screens, shooting the ball, because if it's a miss, you're going to have time for an offensive board. If it's a make, then obviously you got to go on defense. But you don't want to shoot this with 1 second left and not give yourself a chance for that board. But I think you set it up for him. He's looked for his shot here in the final minutes. He's your best outside shooter. Try to get him on the run going downhill.
McCray has made a fourth quarter three-pointer. Tuttle has made a couple in the game, but again, he's at the end of the bench with ice pack on that left ankle. Fitzgerald has made 4 tonight. And Storm Taylor made one back in the second quarter. So here we go, 3 points down. McCray over a leap in. Ballas will throw in. Fitzgerald had poked away, grabbed right back by Broughton, and then we get a wrap-up foul on Snavely. 3.8, but again, it's non-shooting. So that is the last non-shooting foul taken by Sanderson, and Snavely just kind of took this one by accident. So now let's watch where Fitzgerald is and Taylor is. McCray tries to locate either. He comes into the corner. This one's on the way for the tie. It is short. It is pinballed around, and it's a Sanderson Spartans road victory at Broughton. They forced down to a different option on that out-of-bounds pass. It came to Sean Alston under pressure in the right corner. It was deflected out of his hands, and the Sanderson Spartans go to 2-0 in Cap 6 play, 14-2 overall. And it was a 10-point rush to begin the fourth quarter that gave Sanderson hope, and they pull out the road win.
Yeah, they found a way in the clutch moments at the end of the ball game to come away with the victory, creating those turnovers and big shots as well as big free throws.
And the Broughton Capitals underhanded with Jordan Page not playing. They lost Tuttle to an injury, Outlaw to fouls, and Sanderson guts out a road win, 56-53. Trophy presentation, Jason Halter down on the court with Roy Roberson and company. When we return, Sanderson ekes out a three-point win. A harried finish at Broughton High School. Sanderson scored the first 10 points the fourth quarter, and it hangs on down the stretch. 3-point win over Broughton, 56-53. Patrick Keenis up here, Jason Halter down on the court with the winning Sanderson Spartans and head coach Roy Roberson.
In the fourth quarter, made critical plays to get the victory. What'd your team show you?
Grit. They just showed a significant amount of grit. Broughton, when you're playing on somebody else's home floor, you know you're going to get their best shot. They had a bunch of guys make big shots. We just found a way to get a couple of stops in the fourth quarter when we needed it, got buckets when we needed, and we're fortunate to get out of here with a win.
In that second and third quarter, your team faced adversity, but you look calm and your team played calm. Where do they get that from?
Well, we try to put them in difficult situations in practice, so we try to make our practices a heck of a lot more intense than anything they can see on game night. So these situations, and we've had a couple of close games, and we always talk about time and score, so it's really just about them doing their job when it mattered the most.
And you won a ball game last night against Athens Drive. Here on the road, another big victory. What does this momentum mean for you as you go through the rest of the season?
Well, I don't know. I don't know that I look at it that way. I just think we just got one game at a time.
Well, Coach, your team played great tonight. Congratulations. Here's your high school hoops trophy.
Thank you.
The Sanderson Spartans get it 2-0, Nathan 5, 26 points in a 56-53 win. Wins in back-to-back nights for Roy Roberson's Spartans. 56-53 the final. All of us would like to take a minute to thank the wonderful folks at Riddle and Riddle who make these games possible for all of you viewers at home. We would also like to thank our other great supporters for their contributions to our high school hoops on WRDC Sports. They are Crossroads Ford of Fuquay Arena, Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Original Grills, and Tatum and Atkinson. And we'd also like to thank tonight's participating high schools and all of their administrators for their continued support. Sanderson High School and right here at Broughton. Join Jay and I next Friday when the men's squad from Nightdale takes on the Millbrook Wildcats. We will have that 1 week from tonight. Your final score from Broughton, Sanderson 56, Broughton 53. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night from Raleigh.
This is the big time. Ever since my boots first hit these streets, had to scratch and claw, made me hard to beat. They were real early mornings and late nights.